We now know the names of the two Seneca men killed in a small plane crash in Florida. Investigators in Orange County identified them as Raymond Dodd, a well-known car mechanic in Seneca, and Dr. Rampey. Of course, Dr. Rampey, a family medicine doctor, he had provided OB/GYN care at Seneca Medical Associates for decades. He graduated from the Medical University of South Carolina. And as I mentioned, he practiced in Oconee County for nearly 35 years. Authorities found the men's remains Wednesday afternoon after several hours of searching in Lake Maitland.
Fox Carolina's Kayla Conboy sat down with one of the doctor's patients. Kayla, he actually delivered two of her children.
He did. I'm told that was his favorite part of his job, and the patient I sat down with says he was great with her two daughters, saying he quickly became a family friend.
Kayla Reed sits here at home looking at her two daughters, remembering when they were born, and she says she has Dr. Stanley Rampey to thank for it.
It was a little heartbreaking because he delivered both my babies. He was actually very special to our family because he enjoyed seeing my kids. My oldest would love just go seeing the doctor, just going to go for just random checkups. And they just loved him so much.
She says just Wednesday she tried to go see him. She was in his office around 2 p.m. trying to get him to check her ankle.
They told me he was out of town, and then I didn't really think anything about it because he always actually goes out of town. He's always going on vacations with his family, his wife. He's always going on all kinds of vacations.
It was just a few hours later she heard about the crash. She says it was a shock and remembers slowly breaking down in tears.
I just had a mental breakdown in the middle of Waffle House with my boyfriend. It's like something you can get over, but it's going to take you time to get over because you're just so used to seeing that one person at the doctor's office. I'm so used to going and seeing him. So it's going to be hard for me to even probably go back up there.
She says it's even more heartbreaking to hear the details of the accident. Authorities say Rampey and Raymond Dodd were flying to Smyrna Beach when the pilot made an emergency call to say he wasn't getting gas in the right tank. Witnesses reported seeing the plane crash into Lake Maitland soon after.
The plane sunk in a minute or two. I mean, before you could even process what fully happened, the plane is completely underwater, and so is the pilot.
The NTSB says they don't believe the plane was ever out of control. They say the two were likely looking for the safest place to land, not knowing their plane would sink down so quickly. Kayla says it's difficult to process, saying her whole family adored going to see not just their doctor, but an old friend.
His personality was just great. The way he helped me get through both of my pregnancies, and the way he enjoyed working with my kids, seeing my kids at both their all their checkups and everything.
She says Dr. Rampey had a wall filled with pictures of the babies he had delivered, saying both of her daughters were also on that wall. She says she had just learned he would be delivering two more babies if he was still here. Cody, Alexa.
So, Kayla, we heard there's another special patient story a viewer just sent us.
Yes, it seems like Dr. Rampey really was an influence for so many families, and one of his other patients is about to welcome another baby to the mix. She tells us Rampey delivered two of her other children, and they needed a name for him and have now decided to name their little boy Grady Rampey Loudermilk, just to honor him in a small way. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Kayla.